insights of Attorney Domingo Cayosa, former president of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines. Attorney, thank you so much for joining us on day one as Justice Secretary. What should be at the top of the agenda of Boying Remulla?
Good evening, Rico. Good evening to our viewers. Number one, I hope, should be Justice Bilis, hindi Justice Tiis. And we're glad to hear from him when he recognizes the undue delay in our justice system. It's something that he should do so much about.
What does he need to do to expedite the judicial system, overhaul and clean it up?
Well, he's from the executive side, so it's the prosecutory system, the investigation arm, and NBI, PCGG, Public Attorney's Office. So he has to work together with the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice, because the other side of that would be the judiciary. But knowing his background as a congressman, and he used to serve in other administrations, we hope that he will show his political will by really working on this Justice Bilis. The other one, of course, is Justice Bilis, hindi Justice Bili. As a congressman, we trust that he knows the burdens of the ordinary folks, the litigants, who have to suffer under delayed justice or corruption in our justice system. So nabanggit niya yan sa kanyang maikling pananalita. We trust that he will do his best. And we look forward to seeing so much of his political will as DOJ Secretary.
So how can he implement Justice Bili and clean it up?
Well, accountability and performance-based, because if you look at the record of the prosecutory service in our country, unfortunately, 80% of criminal cases are dismissed or are thrown out or are, the accused get acquitted. Compare this to our neighbor Japan. When you are charged in Japan, 98% of the time you go to jail. So ang laki ng difference. So where's the accountability? They have to work perhaps closer with the investigating arm of government, PNP and NBI. NBI is under the DOJ. The Public Attorney's Office also is under the DOJ, the Office of the Government Corporate Counsel, and PCGG for that matter. So these are, he has command and control over these agencies. They're crucial in moving justice faster. So it's just leadership by example and political will. The other one, of course, which I find an advantage for him, he used to be a leader in Congress, the senior deputy speaker. There are a number of laws, many laws that can be improved and should be improved in the justice system. As a veteran lawmaker, he has the connections. So we hope that we can get Congress to pass these laws finally.
So, Attorney, you mentioned about the PCGG, or the Presidential Commission on Good Government. How do you think will he handle this? Because a lot of the cases with the PCGG involves the presumptive president recovering billions of pesos of assets.
Precisely. So unless they change the law or they restructure the DOJ, PCGG is under his command and attached to his department. So he may not have control over PCG directly, but he has administrative supervision. So he can look at the pace. I think he mentioned that in his interview. He's concerned about the pace of these cases, which includes, I suppose, the graft cases.
Boying Remulla succeeds Secretary Guevara at the Justice Department. And Secretary Guevara pushed for a law that would criminalize red tagging, a practice of linking activists to communist rebels. You think he will follow through on this, you think? Because during the campaign, Remulla unapologetically red tagged supporters of Vice President Lenny Robredo.
Well, we don't second-guess Boying, but he's also a graduate of the University of the Philippines. So we have a rich tradition there, no? Liberal thinkers, freedom of expression. We trust that he will serve with honor and excellence, and will not forget his progressive upbringing at the University of the Philippines.
Attorney, the congressman was re-elected to his 7th district. running unopposed. But he said a caretaker can be appointed to his seat for a special election can be held. What is the best option for him right now? Should he resign from his congressional seat or hand it over and it be caretakered by someone else closer to his district?
Well, when he assumes and accepts and he takes his oath as a Secretary of Justice, whether he likes it or not, he's automatically resigned as congressman. These are incompatible positions. So you cannot be a Secretary of Justice and at the same time a legislator. But it is not for him to hand it over to a caretaker. It's for Congress to decide. So it's either Congress will assign his district to the adjacent district or a senior congressman in the province, or Congress can schedule a special election and COMELEC will conduct that special election.
So, Attorney, should he resign now that he accepted the position as Justice Secretary?
Well, the timing is up to him, but I'm sure he knows he cannot have both positions. And since he has accepted the DOJ Secretary, I'm sure he's prepared to resign or to be deemed resigned from being a congressman of his district.
Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word and for your insights. Former IBP President, Attorney Domingo Cayosa.